Inverted rock back breathing drill. So what we're doing here is raising our pelvis up way far above our rib cage. What this does is it kind of allows all of the pressure, fluid, however you want to think about it, to move forward and down into the rib cage. So it actually enables us to get a little more expansion in the front and back of our rib cage. This is also really great if you are experiencing pelvic floor symptoms or any symptoms for prolapse. This can really help to just take a little bit of pressure, and it uses gravity to our benefit because it is allowing the pelvic floor to move kind of up instead of everything moving down a little bit more. So gravity is pulling everything this way instead of pushing down on it. So I just have each one of my shins on a yoga block. You do want to make sure if you use 2 yoga blocks that they're the same height. You can use a large stack of books. If you use a blanket, just make sure that the blanket doesn't smash down underneath you so that we actually can get the hips up a little bit higher than the rib cage. So, all right, I'm on my yoga blocks, and now I'm going to go ahead and come down to my forearms. You can have your palms up or down, really whichever kind of feels best to you. Sometimes I do like to do the palms up because it allows me to get just a little more space in that mid back. But if you want to have your palms down, that's totally fine as well. You do want to make sure that your forearms are like railroad tracks, so they're parallel to each other, not touching each other at the fingers and the elbows splaying out, okay? So forearms should be like railroad tracks, parallel to one another. Now, the next thing you're going to do is lean forward onto your forearms. So we don't want to be back here, okay? This isn't a bad thing, it's just not exactly the position that we're using. This would be great to get a little more expansion kind of right here, but it's not going to get quite as much in that rib cage like we're looking for, and it's not going to take as much gravity off of the pelvic floor, okay? So we want pelvis up, and you're going to lean forward onto your forearms. Now, instead of just dumping down in between the shoulders, I want you to push away. Make sure that you're not pushing up, okay? You want to push away, get some really nice serratus on. Next thing you're going to do is exhale and get your lower ribs down and your deep core up. Long, long, long exhale. Now you want to hold on to that tension as you start to inhale through your nose. And then you're going to open your mouth, exhale again. Pushing the ground away with the elbows. Palms flat on the ground, and we want to make sure that as we are doing this breathing drill that we don't tend to drift back, because a lot of times I'll see people start to drift back here. If you feel comfortable, you can put your elbows out just a little bit further. This will help to get some expansion a little bit lower down in the back of your rib cage, and also put those lats in a really nice lengthened position, which as climbers, we always need more of. So I have my elbows just gently in front of my shoulders. I'm still going to have the majority of my weight on my forearms, so I'm not leaning all the way back here, but I can move back just a tad more to get a bit more stretch on those lats. But again, the majority of the weight is in the forearms, and I'm pushing away. Exhale, ribs down, deep core up. Now I'm going to inhale. Exhale. So play around with what works for you, but again, remember, this is meant to take some pressure off of the pelvic floor and allow for some expansion in the front and back of our rib cage. That is your inverted rock back breathing drill.